Hi, thanks for watching a new video blog. The real reason why you should stop watching PORN. Now there's many reasons why people don't watch PORN. And I found that most of the reasons are strange. And most religions that forbid watching it also have a reasoning that I don't fully agree on. For example, they say that it's not allowed because it says somewhere in one of their books. And it's a good valid reason, but I think that there's always somebody in need that explains why it is actually forbidden. And also, most of these books were written in a time where there was no such thing as PORN. So when I talk with, for example, Christians or Muslims, and they will always say like, no, it's not allowed because, it's against our religion. I say, okay, well, why? Yeah, it is, and I come up with, it's the family and God wanted to be sexuality in the family. Okay, that's a good reason, but I think that they leave out a lot of good reasons why you shouldn't watch it. My thinking is, yeah, sure, I agree on that. It is bad, but it is too vague. It is too vague about what is the core of the problem. Because they're talking about end effects that are happening when you watch this. And you should watch at the beginning, because there you can really get the root of the problem out of it. Now when you want to destroy a tree, really, you have to take out the roots. And the root of the problem with PORN is that it corrupts the person watching it. Because most people will say, yeah, it's not good for women's rights, and men will treat women from a certain way. I don't really think that. I don't think that that's really the problem. The real problem is that you destroy your soul by watching it. And by doing so, the rest of all these problems will come up. That's the real problem. That's the main problem. It starts with the one that is watching. His soul is being destroyed. Because you might argue that many men are watching, don't treat their women badly, aren't expecting something else from their spouse. But still, in another field of their life, they can be destroyed because they open the door for demons. It's unnatural to watch PORN. And by opening the door for darkness, darkness enters. And it doesn't always mean that you open it in this way, that you will direct, everything that relates to that get affected. It's way more subtle than that. Way more subtle. Also, some people will say, I will not watch it because out of respect for my spouse, or I will hurt the other person. And basically what you're doing is you're acknowledging that you want to do it. You're saying, well, if I hadn't had the spouse, I would do it. And this is really bad thinking, because you would say like, well, I decide now because this other person is in my life, I decide not to watch it. But you should not watch it for yourself. You always have to protect first yourself in life. Because if you're not clean yourself, you cannot do all the good things that comes from your life. So you can say, well, I'm not doing it because I would hurt the other person, or I would, make them feel bad, or blah blah. That's not a good reason. You always should think about first yourself to build up others in your life. So keep yourself clean. Don't watch it. Moreover, start to acknowledge that it's really bad for you. Because some people might say like, well, it is pleasant, but I don't do it because, my religion forbids it, or I will hurt somebody in my life, or I think it's immoral towards others. But the best way, in my opinion, is always to see things at its core value, or in case of PORN, there is no value. It's disease, it's poison for you. So this is the only right way for me to look at it. And of course, this has to do with God, don't get me wrong. But God says, keep your temple, your body, your mind clean. And you can do that by avoiding all the unnatural things in your life and living natural and living clean. So if you get rid of it, if you don't watch because you hate it, because you think, no, this is destroying my pureness. And the effects of that is that I will affect all these other people with my bad behavior. Because I want to come back to a point that I made. You might think that, oh well, I'm watching it and I can handle it because I treat my wife right. I don't get, you know, I don't feel anything, which is not true, by the way. You should check out PED. It's erectile dysfunction, basically caused by porn. And it can happen that in another part of your life you become a gambler, or you become very annoyed with people, aggressive towards people, but you still have, oh no, my sex life is great, there's nothing changing, I treat my wife good. But you open the door to the demon and he can enter in another part of your life. So the reason to not watch porn is to see it as filth for yourself, and you want to stay clean yourself. You don't want to damage yourself. You always want to be the optimal natural self. So that was for today. Thank you for watching and see you next time.